Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So now we are moving on to we had Ism al-Amil, we had a whole section for Masdar, we had a whole section for the Ism al-Tafdhil, etc. So we're going on to the remaining Asma al-Amila, but it's a mistake here. It's بقية الأسماء العاملة بمعنى الفعل. So the Asma which are in the meaning of a fa'il. We're discussing those. Because obviously Idafa does amal as well. Ism Mubham does amal as well, but not in ma'na al-fa'il. So in here, we're just discussing those Asma which are in ma'na al-fa'il. And they're only like one line each, so that's why we don't have a whole section for each of them. Can you press the screen, please? Sorry, I got the thing off. Yeah. Okay. الثاني الظرف المستقر or الظرف المستقر فيه. You know that it's called مستقر or ظرف مستقر فيه. المعتمد على نفي أو استفهام. What does اعتماد mean? It came before to come after something. So if you have a ظرف مستقر, you know what ظرف مستقر is, and it comes after a نفي or an استفهام, that ظرف مستقر فيه becomes the عامل. وعمل does it do? يعمل عمل فعل استقر. Okay, for example, we have here أفي الله شك. So what do we have here? We have a istifham. A istifham or an istifham. We have an istifham. And this is a jar majrur become the zarf al-lagh wa zarf mustaqar. There's no amil zahir, so it's going to be zarfun mustaqarun fihi. So now, when we say zarfun mustaqar, this is zarf mustaqar. Zarfun mustaqar. And it's really zarfun mustaqarrun fihi. So zarfun mustaqarrun fihi, what's embedded in it? This is the pronoun, isn't it? So called zarf mustaqar. So really me, afillahi. So if you say, for example, Zaydun fil bayti, we say Zayd is zarf mustaqar. Why is Zayd mustaqar? Because in there, the zamir is mustaqar in here. The word istaqarra huwa zamir is embedded in here. Zaydun huwa istaqarra. So istaqarra fihi al-zamir. So now, because we have the fillahi, what's mahzuf? What's the fillahi becoming ma'mul to? The istaqarra. So if istaqarra is there, then what can it do? Amal. You following? So is Hamzatul Istifham. Yes, they have i'timad of the shibul the zarf mustaqar on that. So the hidden istaqarra become the amil. And the shakkun becomes what? The fa'il of the istaqarra. The shakkun is a fa'il of the jar and the majroor. So we say it's a jar as majroor, but it's a bit funny. You don't become the fa'il of jar majroor, it becomes the fa'il of the jar majroor, but لِتَضَمُّنِهَا مَعْنَى الْإِسْتِقْرَارِ, because it comprises of the meaning of what? Istaqarra. So yes, it's the fa'il of the jar majroor indirectly or directly, but it's actually the fa'il of the istaqarra mahzuf, which makes it zarfun mustaqarrun. Are you following? Yes? Is that clear to everybody? Acha. So this is the actual, in Hisham says, in the al-huzzaq. Those who are the dons in Nahw, they do this tarkib. It's in the al-huzzaq. And it goes the layman, they do this tarkib, the bottom one. Are you hathiq? Are you from the huzzaq? You know you can't do bottom one. Oh, no. So this is layman tarkib. وَهَذَا إِنْ دَ الْبَعْض. And Hisham says, in the al-huzzaq. And the others say, وَذَهَبَ آخَرٌ إِلَّا أَنَّ, the boring one, شَكٌّ خَبَرٌ مُقَدَّمٌ فِي اللَّهِ خَبَرٌ, شَكٌّ is what? مُبْتَدَى مُؤَخَّرٌ. And فِي اللَّهِ لَفْظ جَلَالَ, and the jar majroor become the khabar muqaddam. That's so boring. In Hisham said, you have to do the top one. Yes? You following? This is the easy way of doing it, but the real, he said, this is the actual tarkib of it. So the zarf mustaqarrun fihi ba'da nafin wa istifhamin is also an amil. You can say jar majroor is the amil, or you can say the istaqarra mahzuf is the amil. The next one is the ism al-mansub. If you have an ism which is mansub, so it is the amal of a ism al-maf'ul, wa huwa ya'malu amal ism al-maf'ul. For example, this is from Birqui's example, rahimahullah. It says, يَنْبَغِي لِلْعَالِمِ أَنْ يَكُونَ مُحَمَّدِيًّا خُلُقُهُ. Now, when you have the ism like maf'ul, ism mansub, in many places it has like a ism maf'ul meaning. You following? So in here, he will say that this becomes like a fa'il majhul. And khuluquhu becomes the na'ibul fa'il of this. Na'ibul fa'il Muhammadiyan. Because Muhammadiyan means like sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, akhlaq like the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Yes? If you say, for example, you can get examples, it's not very, very common, but he just mentions this. So in here is a mean, there's amal of ism al-maf'ul, so therefore the khuluquhu becomes the na'ibul fa'il. Yes. You can have, for example, another example that come. We can have here هو شافعي المذهب. شافعي المذهب. Or you may have done already before in FSTU Arabic. FSTU Arabic is that the alif lam is equal to the who pronoun. So really, شافعي مذهبه. Like Allahu wasi'un maghfiratuhu becomes Allahu wasi'ul maghfirah. So شافعي مذهبه أي شافعي المذهب. Are you following? You following me? Yeah? So the ismul, it comes in this example. So, but it wouldn't come as a direct maf'ul, it wouldn't come as a maf'ul, it doesn't come commonly as a na'ibul fa'il marfu', it comes as mudaf ilay, but mahallan is going to be marfu', na'ibul fa'il. Are you following? So Shafi'iyul madhab, Hanafiyul madhab. Then you can have different words like this. Yeah. Are you following? And the last one is ism al-jamid al-ma'awwal bima'na al-mushtaq. Sometimes you have a jamid, but you can feel the meaning of the mushtaq inside of it. What does it have? A mushtaq meaning. So in that situation, what do we say? That this becomes what? Amil. This becomes amil. You following? For example, here we have here, look. There's one Quranic example. وَهُوَ اللَّهُ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. Now, huwa Allah. Now, Allah, lafz jalala. If you look at it, huwa Allahu, huwa is mubtada. Lafz jalala becomes the khabar. في السماوات والأرض جار مجرور. Do you make it zarf mustaqar? Or you make it zarf al-laghwa? If you make it zarf mustaqar, then it has a mahsuf. استقر هو الله استقر في السماوات والأرض. That doesn't موجود في السماء. That's not what he's saying here. What's the meaning? He said, if you look at the tafsir and the meaning of it, it means, so even though the word Allah is a the word Allah is jamid, it's not a mushtaq, it's min fa'il maf'ul, but yet it has the meaning of mustahiqqun lil uluhiyyah, lil ibadah. Allah is the one worthy of being worshipped. Allah is the one worthy of being worshipped. Yes? Mustahiqqun lil ibadah. He's the one worthy of being worshipped. So now the word Allah Jalala, we say here now, because this is a jamid, bima'na mushtaq fi samawati wa fil ard becomes what? The ma'mul of the lafz jalala. Is that clear? Okay. Now, in this situation here, I need to research a bit more because it's now come to my mind recently. So maybe in a book I might add in more stuff. This seems to open up a lot of ways where you can actually say, well, I get it. Like for example, there's one text in Qissa, somebody asked me tarkeeb. So he said, كيف الطريق إلى ذلك? إلى ذلك, right? Now, if you don't consider this, let's say you don't consider this meaning, right? You just say, كيف الطريق إلى ذلك? What do you say? Yeah, so كيف becomes what? خبر مقدم. خبر استفهام خبر مقدم. الطريق إلى ذلك comes إيه؟ مبتدأ مؤخر. Okay, مبتدأ المؤخر. Okay. إلى ذلك جار مجرور. Is there اسم الفاعل before it? Is there عامل before it? So ظرف لغة ظرف مستقر. ظرف مستقر. And it becomes a حال of the إلى طريق, isn't it? That's what we do. So jar, مجرور become the متعلق or the مفعول غير سري of the استقر. Correct? متعلق of استقر, مفعول في غير استقر. Then that becomes a not. And this becomes, not معرفة. So it becomes a حال. الطريق becomes a ذو الحال. And ذو الحال هذا مبتدأ مؤخر. If you take this meaning, I mean, say كيف الطريق إلى ذلك? I say الطريق بمعنى الوصول. You get it? كيف الطريق إلى ذلك? What is the way to this? Meaning, how do you reach this? How is reaching this? So if you say the word طريق has the meaning of وصول, then all of this, like, this doesn't feel natural in terms of that, like the tarkeeb, and it doesn't even give the meaning of like حال of طريق. You get it? So I need to look into this more, and if you do, you might see that if you just do ta'wil of many of the jamid as a mushtaq, then it just becomes much easier. It makes it a lot more like, I mean, obviously the Arabs are doing it because they want to know the Arab of it. We're like ajam, we don't know anything, so we're trying to understand the meaning of it. This kind of way makes, okay, this is like a jamid, but it has the meaning of a fa'il, like wusul. So then كيف is مبتدأ خبر مقدم, and إلى ذلك is a متعلق to طريق, because طريق has the meaning of reaching. So then it just makes it the jamud to become the maf'ul fi of the wusul. You get it? So I've only come across this recently, and I'm trying to think of it, so I need much more examples. Okay, enough examples. I can say, okay, maybe this would work. Does it work a lot? Does it only work in this place? I'll have to, as I start reading, like when you read it with this lens now, it might come either this is feasible often or it's not always often feasible. I'll have to check it up. Wallahu alam. Can you click this one? Subhanallah wa bihamdi, subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika, wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.